It's actually a very useful video to show before talking on this topic, because it shows one that interfaith does have a very important role. Religion has an extremely important role in building world peace. And as Reverend Dr. Sumana Siri said earlier, this idea of religion giving the impetus for science to have direction. Religion without science is lame. It's crippled. It's, where do you get your dentistry done, or how can you go to the doctor if your science isn't developed? But also, science without religion is blind. So you can have very immoral scientists who want to make lots of money, or who want to build terrible weapons. And in that sense, science, without being guided by a moral framework provided in part by religion, then science is very much blind. So Universal Peace Federation, as Ban Ki-moon was saying, has a broad set of partnerships. We want to create this broad set of, like a multi-sectoral approach with a broad set of partnerships in each area. So working with media, working with academicians, working with politicians, with all kinds of people, with artists and with culture, working with each of these areas, with business people. If you have all these great ideas, but there's no money, there's no economy in order to help people with their standard of living, then it's very short-sighted. So we need to work on all of these fronts, not just one at a time. But particularly religion and politics is very important, because religion creating this realm of the mind together with culture and spirituality, as Reverend Dr. Sumana Siri was saying, this spirituality is also, this realm needs to influence our daily life, to inform our decisions. So if you raise a child with good character education, taught by their parents first of all, taught by their siblings, clash and love and clash and play, and they become one together, then they also have a very good education in relating with each other, guided by their parents, first of all, later on by their school. But all of these have to be kind of integrated. So it's not just interfaith, but interfaith has such an important role, this realm of the mind, to guide the body in the right way. So, oh great. So we have this initiative of the culture of peace. It's a long time ago now. I think it was the mid-70s, if I'm correct. On the 24th of January, we had the International Day of Peace, or Education for Peace. That's right, International Day of Education for Peace. And this year the theme was Education for Lasting Peace, which I thought was a wonderful theme, and we put something on Facebook about it. But, the future world will be a world of a new culture of heart, a world of true love where everyone lives for the sake of others. It will be a world of interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. In the future, we have to live the dream of one global family in which we are all brothers and sisters. That's a tremendous model for peace. This idea of being one global family. You don't always get on with everyone in your family, but your family. Even if you don't get on with them, you'll still share Christmas with them, or still get together at Easter. You'll share the holy festivals together. You'll still bond with them if they're sick. Sadly, please pray for Sheikh Rahman. He just had to leave because his cousin had a heart attack. So we should pray for his cousin, because that can happen in a moment, right? But we're family. So because he was family, he left, went to be with him. So global family, we need to be like that global family. That's a transformative model. To be a global family, it means, if one of your brothers, your sisters, your cousins is not doing so well, of course you want to help them some way. Maybe make a suggestion, maybe help them in different ways that you can, but you feel responsibility. So interdependence, in Father Moon's sense, the way he was talking was this idea of production meeting needs, not excessive greed, but meeting needs so that everyone is comfortable. Having a fair distribution, reasonable consumption. Again, I thought of a Buddhist concept with this. But this idea of living in balance is a wonderful thing. Mutual prosperity, by overcoming selfishness, then you have much more to give to others. Suddenly it becomes a joy to give to others. And the more you give out, as you know, the more comes back. The more comes back, then the more you have to give. And it becomes a flow. So the higher and higher levels that we can do that, the better. So in this realm, when we overcome selfishness, everything comes more and more into harmony. Human rights, opportunities are guaranteed, shared power and honor. There's a sense of, as Paramjit Singh was saying, this golden rule, it's a tremendous thing. Just that one golden rule is an incredible transformative model of how we should live as individuals within our family, with families to others, to nations to other nations. It's a transformative model of how we should live. And universally shared values, family ethics, moral, ethical society, world of heart, culture. All of these things are incredible concepts which could be examined for a long time. This is an important point. How do we get there from here? There's such a gap between these values, the values that actually we can practice when we're practicing interfaith. But how can we bring it beyond faithful people who are following the tenets of their religions? How can we take it from there to the wider society? I'm not going to show this. This is a video actually you saw within this video, but he was talking about Universal Peace Federation and this model of working in all different levels so that no one is, in a sense, no one's left behind, that we need to go in many different areas of society at the same time, not just in one area. So one nation becomes a nation of sannyasin, or these ascetics who want to live on the mountainside. But actually we need to follow all of these areas and make sure all areas of society will develop. So these are some of the areas that were talked about in the video, but I don't think I need to talk about them this time. So interfaith and intercultural peace blessing, this is one thing that Father Mood initiated, particularly with those who are willing to receive his guidance on who we should marry or who we should approach. But this idea of going beyond our background, our nation, our comfort zone, and to learn and to get to know and eventually to love someone from another society. Many times David Rennie talks about meeting or marrying through Father Moon's guidance someone from Germany, not so long after the Second World War, right? Well, a few decades, but still when it was very pertinent, particularly to the older generation who have to accept a daughter-in-law into the family or a son-in-law into their family. So this is the role of interfaith. Interfaith brings communities together. And this is the one that we use for our image. You can see Sheikh Ramzy there. And here's one with Bhai Sabaji. Yeah. What year was that? That was 2009. Can you believe it? In Friends Meeting House. And this is a concept I want you to think of. To be a virtual insider of another faith. So Reverend Dr. Clinton Bennett used to talk about this. He's a Christian, believe he's a Baptist minister. But at the same time, he's an Islamic scholar. And he was very happy to experience the divine through Muslim worship, and often would practice Muslim devotion. So he could be a virtual insider in another faith. Amazing thing to be able to experience divine from different directions, from different faith practices, and to see if it broadens your mind, if it allows you to experience divinity in another way. Another thing, sorry, I missed this one. This is one thing I wanted to mention. If we're really going to make an impact on peace in the world, faith's capacity to bring reconciliation, faith's capacity to support reconciliation between warring, feuding, fighting peoples is very important. And I wanted to highlight this group. When we were going to the Middle East, we took, over the space of 4 or 5 years, we took 20-odd delegations to the Middle East from Europe. And we got to know this group, the Bereaved Family Forum, also called the Parents Circle. I saw them on BBC recently. But they make a grieving pair. It's a person from one family who's lost a close family member in the conflict between Israelis and Palestinians. And an Israeli then who's lost a close family member, together with a Palestinian who's lost a close family member. And then to make a grieving pair, rather than seeking revenge, to make this grieving pair. So many times we would hear the personal stories of the people active in this group. And they've been very instrumental of trying to bring the two communities together. It's heartbreaking to think what's happening now. But these people we supported many times, they would come and speak to our groups. They would move their hearts with their testimonies of how they made grieving partnerships. And their two families became such close friends that they could go beyond their community boundaries. So we need this kind of dynamic for reconciliation. We also need to look at our fundamentals to build good character education. To build a character education so that our children are informed, not just for the years of their schooling to learn for an exam and then forget, to cram and then forget, but actually to inform their life choices so they can remember their teachers, they can remember from their parents, they can remember 20, 30, 40, 50 years later. We need this kind of support. So in conclusion, I would say interfaith is amazing. It's great. It's important. We need to keep it going because it represents a model of bringing the human family together. And it also brings the best people together. And then we also need to bring the others of society and the other areas of our society also with this broad spectrum of partnerships and collaborations. We need to bring them together as well. Thank you very much.